Good morning, everyone. Again, firstly, before my presentation, I would like to thank our two lecturers, Dr. Selina Wilson and Dr. Debbie, and also to all our class and my group. My presentation, I'll start with my D. I'll be using the structure DIE, and so with description, according to the questions. Sorry, but my DIE looks like, first it went upside down, and then we turned it. Now it's like going backwards. Yeah, like, so.
We'll pretend it's a Chinese one.
Yeah, because I do have a bit of Chinese. Maybe that's why. Okay, old age. So the question was, what is old age in each culture? My culture being a Tongan, old age is the elderly in the family. Once we have grandparents in our culture, we are classed as old age, but there's no specific range. So that's my definition for old age in Tonga. And what issues is associated with old age in our culture? The issues I found while I was doing my research online, and also from my elderly grandma and nanas and aunties, is one of them were the issues were neglecting the elderly, was children leaving home, our homeland, and neglecting their elderly back home in Tonga. That was a shock for me. Elderly's benefit, which is not extended to outer islands from Tongatapu, which is the main island. I had mixed emotions with that. Families migrating with elderlies to the Western world, including New Zealand, and putting the elderly into the care of homes, which is a big, massive shock for me. And then what an aging population means for our Tongan culture. It is important for Tongan to have an aging population because they are the holders of our ancient Tongan, which is values, beliefs and norms in our protocols. And what support system do the elderly have access to that may counter issues stated? Would be receiving monthly payments, which is not much, but it is a good start. Acknowledging our elderly in Tonga. Children and grandchildren from overseas sending regular money for daily expenses when they can. In my interpretation, that's backwards again.
Okay. Go back. You missed something out on the previous slide.
That's the same.
The group interaction.
Just the group interactions, just comment on that.
Yeah. So for the group interactions, I felt frustrated because we had lack of interaction as a group and lack of communication in class and in our group meetings, and also time orientation. For me personally, I think it's because age difference, because I'm almost 50 and these are young ones. I'm more settled and they're young. In my interpretation, group interactions, lack of interactions, which we didn't have enough meetings set up or planned. Flexibility in planning, polychronic, which is Hall, according to Hall 1990. Lack of communication, non-verbal communications, Clough and McCroskey 2007, and you can look up on page 216 to page 232. Avoiding conflict, going along with group. I found that the reason why I said all these is a lack because we just didn't have any meetings. We only had 2 meetings, and that was on both Mondays last week and this other Monday. This Monday and the other Monday. We had different reasons, but we never came into, you know, one, like the whole 5 of us. Like the first meeting, there was 4 of us, and then the second meeting, there was 4 of us. But of course, different timing, and plus, I felt that we all agreed to meet up, but really, deep down, like the iceberg, it's no, but yes, to make everyone feel happy. But then the day comes and then, oh, I'm sorry, I've got this, and oh, I've got to do. Sorry. And when we got here, it was only 5 minutes. I just sat down and goes, okay, I've been here for 2 hours, so it took me 2 hours to get here. So we'll just go back out into our own, you know, research and that. And I thought that some of us spent too much on our phones, as if they're supposed to be meeting with their phones, not doing our face-to-face meetings. So that was part of my frustration. And issues. Issues about neglecting elderly goes against our tradition, our Tongan tradition, and our security of elderly. Elderly's benefit does not extend to other islands from main island. That's why I had that feeling, because they only concentrate on the main island of Tonga, but not the outer small islands, which I felt that they needed more help than the ones in Tonga. And the rest homes issues, it's not normal for us Tongans to put our elderly, our papas and our mamas in a rest home, because we grew up watching my parents look after our parents, no matter what we had to eat or whether we had something to eat or not. But if we did, like, we've always put the elderly first. Like, we can just eat taro without a meat or seafood, but at least our elderly get looked after first. They are our first priorities. So seeing New Zealand, our values sort of change in our tradition towards our elderly is a no-no to me, because what I'm doing is I take over, I do voluntary where I look after elderly with no kids in that, and I carry that value and my tradition into for other cultures, not just Tongan, but other cultures. Aging population, it's important in our culture because it maintains our culture, our values, our beliefs, and our tradition and norms and protocols. And my evaluation, like I said before, maybe it's the age group. I actually need to